Yo, what's going on, guys? It's MADTREED here, and in today's video, I'm going to go over the best settings to use for Battlefield 6. I'm going to go over the best controller settings, graphics settings, audio, everything I can to give you that one up on your competition and make this game feel great. So to see more setups like this, make sure to smash that like button right down below. And if you haven't already, please make sure to hit that subscribe button. It's completely free and I would greatly appreciate it. Alright everyone, let's get right into this. So we're going to go over the best settings today for Battlefield 6, and this is for all the controller players out there, whether you're on Xbox, PlayStation, or using controller on PC. And guys, especially if you're coming over from Call of Duty Warzone, use these settings. It's going to feel great, it's going to look great, and it's going to give you that one up on that competition, right? So guys, I'm going to go one by one the best I can through these settings. These are consensus settings here. I played for many hours, I made so many tweaks back and forth, and I've come across this is the best settings to use right away. And guys, if you have to tweak it yourself, go for it. But this will be a good starter template, and hey, if you leave it, that's great because it has improved my gameplay, especially coming over from Call of Duty, and it's gonna feel amazing. So let's do this, guys. So up top, we're gonna go into the settings tab and we'll start with accessibility. Now, when we go through this, I might not read everything. You can pause it and just copy those settings, all right? But I'm telling you, it's gonna take time, guys. It's worth it to do this now, and the payoff will be later when you're playing. So go through this. Menu narration, I turned it off. Subtitles, I just left it. Master volume. Now, the game has amazing sound quality, the sound effects, everything, but it is pretty loud. I went down to 85. The tinnitus, I went to 0. Tinnitus pitch, I actually bumped it down to 11,000. That was a sweet spot. For the graphics section and accessibility, I went to the color profiles and click on this. This is pretty key for me, especially too, because there's a lot going on in Battlefield, right? So I actually bumped up the friendly color and I bumped it up to a little brighter blue so I can see it better. I do recommend that. Also, for enemy color, I did bump it up for a little brighter red. That way you have more visibility. See your enemies, see your friendlies, right? So those are the only two I touched, but you can actually go through this menu. You can see it. There's tons of different things you could do, but that's what works best for me. And I'm telling you, I would make this little tweak. It's gonna even look better, more visibility, right? Next, for brightness, I just left it at 50. I did play around with this, but I feel like you guys just leave it at 50. There's no need to touch that unless you're really having some difficulties. Maybe bump it up just a tiny bit, okay? Camera effects. We're gonna go into the settings for this. So we have the world motion blur off. Go all the way to 0. We don't need this. Weapon motion blur off. Go all the way to 0. Soldier HUD motion, we want to turn this off. Camera shake amount, we want to go all the way down to 20. That's the lowest you can go. Chromatic, we went to off. And then infantry crosshair projection, we want to turn that off. It does kind of feel like you get some motion sickness with that and it's moving, so just make sure you turn this off. I'm telling you guys, it's going to be a day and night difference. You're going to feel a lot better by playing using these settings, okay? And next here, for whole toggle controls, let's go through this quickly. A lot of this I left, I did not touch. But the biggest one in this menu is double tap crouch for sprint slide. So I'm going to show you right now, right? So turn this off and you're going to feel like you're playing Warzone. You get that quicker movement, right? You're just tapping it. Now you're sliding. So you're going to feel like you have like, wait, am I playing Call of Duty right now? Because it's going to feel so much smoother by doing this. You tap the button to slide. So make sure you turn this off. I'm telling you, it's a game changer. Other than this, I pretty much left everything alone, and vehicle boost I left to hold, okay? Also, controller, right? We want to make sure for vibration, we turn all vibration off. We don't need to be shaking, you know, we want to make sure this is all off, guys. So turn controller vibration off, go to 0 here, minimal. Let's get this out of here, guys. Make sure this is off. Also, you know, these are pretty basic for the chat and tutorials. You can see this and copy this. All right. Next, we're going to go to gameplay. All right. And again, I'm going to do my best, guys, to go through each one. There's a lot here, okay? So I left invert all vertical look. We have that off. Let's go down here. Okay, guys. Big. So for sensitivity, for the controller players out here, guys, I tested this. Some people were going wicked high, like 60, 70, 80. Some people were going low to 10. Guys, I can't tell you how much I've tested this. You have to go to 30. I'm telling you, 30 is a sweet spot. Because if you don't, you're going to feel like you're going left, right. It's going to be so fast and crazy. 30 is a sweet spot. I'm telling you, try 30 and use that across the board, okay? 30 was perfect for me. But I would not go any higher, guys. Especially if you want that control when you're firing at people. Try 30, all right? A double tap forward sprint, we have off. This is pretty basic stuff right now. The big thing was a sensitivity. Looking at it, guys, interact and reload. Prioritize interact. We want that setting exact. When you're in a gunfight or you're in a pinch, you want to get into a vehicle or open a door, you just tap it. So make sure you have this setting to prioritize interact. Very important. Next, we're going to go down again for the vehicles. I went to 30 here for the sensitivity, 30 for the aircraft, and 30 for helicopter. Again, we went over vehicle boost, we had hold. And guys, do not touch this. Aim assist, we want full max. Don't do yourself a disservice here. Make sure this is fully maxed to 100 for all of this, okay? Next, we'll just go into the controller tab here. Be mindful, guys, in the middle to the bottom where it says 1 of 6, we're on soldier right now. If you go here, you hit this arrow, you can change the presets in here. You see now it's vehicles, 2 of 6, aircraft, 3 of 6, and so forth, right? So I did vehicles and all the aircraft and everything, button preset, I went to alternate. I feel like it gives you that feel of Call of Duty Warzone, right? When you know, drive the vehicles, it feels better. So I made sure I changed that. But for Soldier, I left it default. All right? So just a friendly tip, go in here, make sure you change that. And in this menu, you can press Y to edit the settings and you'll get the breakdown list, right? And when we go to infantry control schemes, right, we're going to click this one right here, control settings. And again, this is what we were looking at earlier, right? But this is huge. You need to go in here because a couple things. Make sure the sensitivity, we did 30, right? But field of view is also in this menu. I did 110. Make sure you're using 110. That is the sweet spot you want to use, okay? It's going to help with any visual recoil, give you a nice view of the map. Make sure that's 110. Uniform infantry aiming, we have on. And big, so the consensus here, zoom sensitivity coefficient, we want 178. So make sure you have that on, okay? So when, again, I looked at this, I looked at many settings, I've used this, I've tweaked it. Follow this, okay, guys? I'm telling you, if you want your game to feel good, you want to play better, follow this exactly. Soldier aim input curve, I actually left this to standard for all these. I actually tried BF1 and all these different settings. They had just, don't even bother, guys. I'm telling you, standard felt the best, okay? Also, another big thing here, guys, in this is aiming left-right acceleration. How fast are we going left-right, you know? Zoop, you know, you're going really quick. You got to go to 70. That is a sweet spot when you pair it with the 30 for the aim sensitivity, okay? So go 70. If you really got to tweak it, you could, but I'm telling you, after hours of testing this, 70 felt the best, okay? Overall here too, you can really button map and change some things here. I didn't even bother, you know, other than the double tap crouch or slide we have off, right? Mostly all this we're just going to leave by default. And if for some reason you see a change, just follow this, okay? Because again, a lot of settings, guys, okay? So I'm going to go down a little. So this was big too, okay? So under zoom, we want vertical aim ratio to 56. Again, the consensus here, 56. Infantry zoom aim sensitivity, we want 80. And the 1.25x zoom aim sensitivity, we want at 80 as well, okay? So follow these guys, and again, if you have to tweak it, do it, but I would leave it at 80-80, okay? Again, we know interact, reload, prioritize, interact, we got that, and the rest is pretty much standard, okay? We're gonna back out of here. And also, guys, too, you might come across this, but if we go back to controller super quick and we go, for me, it's Y to edit settings, just make sure all the vehicles and everything has the same settings as the soldier, right? Because I've noticed it's not saving it, so I don't know if that's something they're going to patch later, but it is pretty, you know, it's tedious, right? You got to go through each one. So, for example, if you go to ground vehicles, just click on this, and then it's the same type of settings, right? So just make sure you go through this and you go through one by one just to make sure it's saved it. But I'll show you these super quick. For the ground vehicles, again, vehicle aim sensitivity 30. I did the highest vehicle third person field of view all the way to 83. That's the max. Again, tank, gunner, I did 30-30. I actually did vehicle aim input curve BF1, BF4. You could try standard, but I just left it on that. And I did the aim input curve standard. And for the vehicles like this, I did BF1 for vehicle stick input acceleration, okay? Also, I left the aiming left-right acceleration to 100 on the vehicles. And then, of course, we want the aim assist to max, okay? Other than that, everything looks pretty standard here. And again, vertical aim ratio 48, and then vehicle zoom aim ratio at 80, okay? That's for the ground vehicles. I'm trying to see if there's anything else here real quick. Let's see. So we'll go back to here. There was one more thing I want to show you guys too. But while I'm here, I'm going to show you all this. So transport vehicle, let me just go all the way down. Again, you could pause it. But I want to be transparent so you guys can see everything I have, you know? I want to make sure you guys are good. Yep, so that looks good. So then in aircraft's a big one too, and like helicopters, right? So again, sensitivity, we have 30. We already know that's what we're going to be using here. I made sure, for just a heads up for all the aircraft guys, invert vertical flight, invert vertical look, I turned those off. It felt better to me when using these vehicles. Again, we always want the max field of view. And again, it's pretty standard here as well. And then helicopter was the same as well. I'll just show it super quick. Okay, it's pretty much standard. All right, so we're looking good here. So let me tell you one more thing. So they kind of bury this in the menu, guys, for control schemes, right? So we're going to go all the way down. We're going to go to other and controller tuning, okay? Just double check all this. So controller vibration, we did turn it off. Make sure it's off, right? Get that out of here. We're not going to be shaking everywhere. But this is huge. So the consensus here, looking at it, tweaking, testing, for the controller left stick, for the center dead zone, we want 2. Axial dead zone, we want 6. And the max input threshold, we want at 80, okay? So I'm telling you guys, just copy and paste this. Thank me later. Controller right stick. Again, center dead zone 2, axial dead zone 6, but we now did max threshold to 100, okay? And then we're going to go down here. Dead zone left 0, we want 100 for the threshold. For max, right dead zone 0, and then for the max threshold, we want 100, okay? And then for the flick look, I just left it like this, guys, so you can play with that, but this is what felt best. I just left it, okay? But this was the big thing with the dead zones. Make sure you do this. I'm telling you guys, it's going to be great, okay? All right, so now that we got that out of the way, we're moving along here. Again, a lot of settings, guys, you know? I'm telling you, I spent hours going through all this for you, and that way I have it for me too, you know? So we went over controller, we went over this, mouse and keyboard, we're obviously skipping that. Now we're going to go over to graphics, guys. So there's something for performance preset. I'm on the Xbox Series X Next Gen. So for me, I have this setting. If you have the Series S, you might not have it, or some for PlayStation might not, right? But for performance preset, if you have it, you want to use performance to get the best performance while playing. Ever since I switched to this game is running smooth. It's running perfect. It looks beautiful, feels great. Do performance. Again, brightness, sharpness, we're gonna leave default at 50. You don't need to play with that. Again, the big thing here, guys, camera settings. We need field of view at 110. Don't do anything else. You don't need to go higher or lower. 110 is a sweet spot. Vehicle third person field of view. We want the max 83. Weapon field of view. We always want to use wide. Wide is the best. And again, we talked about it. World motion blur, weapon motion blur, camera shake. Turn it all off. Go as low as you can. And then everything down here, chromatic, film grain, all this, just turn it off. You do not need this, guys. The game still looks beautiful, feels great. Also, we're going to go down to interface and HUD. And we're going to show HUD. We're going to leave this on, but we're going to turn these three off coming up next. Soldier, HUD motion, vehicle motion, and the show vehicle seat. Turn these off. We don't need these. We don't need to be having this. So turn those off. You can leave everything else on. You could even go to advanced HUD settings and click on this, and you can really play around here. There's something big in here that I personally changed, so we're going to go down, consensus, looking at this all, minimap. Big, guys. We want the most information as possible when we're playing. So minimap size, 100, max. Minimap background, 75. The cone edge, we left that. Don't worry. View, rotation, leave it on. But here, I did close minimap view distance to 60. I maxed out the medium minimap view to 150 and the far minimap view distance to 600. So get that out, get the most information. We want to maximize that. I left dynamic minimap off. I left big map. We have 85. I think that's default. Other than that, everything else is pretty simple here. I didn't really go in, change these at all. You could even change the vehicle HUD colors if you really want to. And that's pretty much it here, so we're good here. But I wanted to show you that for the minimap. I'm telling you, that's pretty cool that you can even adjust it. As you can see, very intensive. A lot of settings here, and I'm trying to cover it the best I can for you guys to make this experience amazing. It's gonna feel great, guys, I'm telling you. Next here, I think we're just, this is a big one here in case we move forward. Good thing I caught it. We want to go down here to icons and indicators, all right? Icon intensity, leave at 60, okay? HUD icons, I really didn't mess with this. Again, you can just change this if you really want to. I did not even bother in here, okay? But you can see my settings. But we're going to go back, and the big thing is crosshairs and indicators. We're going to click on this. This was huge. So crosshair, we left at 100, right? But the intensity, leave at 60. But the big thing here is crosshair color. Okay, change this to this nice little tealish color, right? That aqua type of color. This is going to help you visually see better when you're aiming down sight. So make sure you put this on. This was the code that I used for the colors. You could sit there, see what's best for you, but for visually seeing it, for the human eye, like this was the best, okay? I actually use this in Warzone as well. Let's go back here to graphics. So we're going to go back into this menu. So the thickness, I left default. I don't think you need to play with that. But again, the big thing here, infantry crosshair projection, we want off. We don't want that to move around, okay? So we want that fixed. Just leave it off. Other than that, guys, you could play around with the hit indicator and all this, but I just left it, and even the damage indicator, I left. We don't need to be playing around with that, okay? Other than that, we're going to go now into the audio settings. In the audio settings, there's a couple things here I tweaked. So I use Turtle Beach headset, so I just left it on headphones, and for audio mix I left default mix. I feel that's great. I didn't need to play around, but again, the master volume, we went to 85. Very loud game. If you need to go down a little more, you can, but 85 was good. Nice sweet spot. I did turn down the music volume to 20. Again, you could turn it off if you really don't want it, but I just left it at 20. Sound effects I left at 100. Commander 95. UI 95, I left that. Hit indicator, obviously we want that on, and we went over all this earlier in the video. So a lot of these menus commingle in these categories. So music radio, I just left it on. Why not, right? And then everything else was at 100 here, okay? And lastly, I think we need to go into settings now. We're just about done. So I left crossplay on. Show player created content I left on. Streamer mode, I just turned all this off. It's not a big deal. The mini map we talked about, so you saw those settings earlier. Again, I'll just hop in here super quick. You could just see it again. And then looking at it here, oh, this was good too. Scoreboard ping. I actually turned this on. So if you don't know, so on Xbox, to see the scoreboard in the game or at the end, you hold down the start button, you press a long hold, you hold it, and the scoreboard pops up, and this will show more information. It's going to show the scoreboard ping for each player. So I left that on just to see what kind of pings we're working with out here, and I turned share usage data off. I don't want to share all this information. There's no need for it, guys. I would just turn it off, okay? But you can really get super detailed, like network graph, go in here. You can do all this, but I just left everything as is, okay? But that's it, guys. Even extra, there's nothing left. So we covered a lot today, guys, but I wanted to make sure I get this out to you. I've been using the early access. I've been playing this. I'm telling you guys, this game feels day and night now. It feels so much better playing this game, and I wanted to make sure you guys knew all the settings. Again, I'm playing on Xbox Series X Next Gen on controller, and this has made the game feel amazing. So this game is great. The sounds, the gameplay, it's so awesome, guys. So I'm going to do my best. I'm going to make some more content for Battlefield. It deserves it. It's such a great game. Also, we'll still be doing our normal Warzone Call of Duty content. But guys, if I can help everyone out, I want to help out, be transparent with you. I spent hours on this, okay? But let me know down in the comments below. Have you tried these settings? You make any tweaks? Let me know. But I believe we covered everything, because there's so many menus and a menu and a menu to go through here. It's so intensive, unlike, you know, Call of Duty or Warzone, right? It's pretty limited. But guys, if you stayed this long, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below. I would greatly appreciate it. And drop a like. Let's get this video out here. But thanks again for hanging out. Peace!